I see a red light. I think we're on the air. Hi boys and girls, it's me Butch. Today it's a pretty rainy, soggy day in Vancouver where I live. And I'm 74 years old. My whole name is Terry David Silvercloud. I'm a artist in my old age, and my passion is physics. So today I wanted to make a quick video about where are we? Straightened out here. How are we doing? Almost got you. So today I want to make a quick video about food sensitivity tests. And this is something that just came to my attention recently, and being the scientist I am, I know there's just a ton of false information out there. And for those of you who don't know much about science, or you're not well trained in science, you're easily fooled. So this food sensitivity test is a blood test. It's not to be confused with allergy tests where they poke you with needles and things. And apparently it's being promoted here in Vancouver by a couple of labs that do, medical testing to determine what foods to which you might be sensitive, and apparently people are being told they're the foods you should avoid. But this whole testing and observation and conclusion is total crap. There's no science to this. It's somebody who doesn't know anything about anything associating one thing with another. It's a false analogy, and they don't have anything to do with each other. So these food sensitivity tests will measure what they're actually doing. I'm a physicist, not a microbiologist or a biologist, but my understanding of it is this, and you can check it out yourself. Don't believe me. There's a ton of crap information out there and fake information. That's why I make these videos, to try and spread some truth, and you can check me out and decide I'm a wacko or whatever you want. I don't give a crap. I'm 74. And this world is in deep trouble. As a scientist, I'm telling you, this world is in deep trouble. And that's not just the political stuff going on. So these food sensitivity tests, and I'm hoping some sort of legal action will occur to stop this happening, but probably not. The labs are promoting the idea that if you show sensitivity to certain foods, you should be eliminating these foods from your diet. And what you'll discover, so I'm told if you get one of these tests, is a whole bunch of foods you eat commonly are on the test. Well, they should be. Because what the test is doing is measuring really what foods you eat the most of that will linger in your blood. For instance, I'm a heavy marijuana user. I've been using marijuana pretty much every day for 20 years. So even if I didn't smoke any for a day, which isn't likely, but it could happen, I would start going into withdrawal after 24 hours. Sort of like going off cigarettes. And that withdrawal would last about 7 days, and I'd be a real bitch. But anyhow, if you were to test me at any time, no matter, even if it had been 24 hours since I'd smoked any, using a blood test, I would probably be considered to be intoxicated under some of the levels that are being suggested in Canada. Marijuana is now legal to use recreationally in Canada. It's been legal for a few weeks now. And also today it was announced that the police are just going to not really lay hands on the local pot shops until things get settled out, who's really allowed to sell the stuff and that, which is good news to me because I buy my pot over at Main and 13th, or not Main, Commercial and 13th, from a vending machine there in prepackaged baggies. And I smoke about an ounce a month. Where were I? So these food sensitivity tests are being marketed to sort of suggest to you what foods you should not be eating. And that's bad for you, because if you're already eating healthy foods, say like milk or bread, certain types of bread or cheese, there's tomatoes, oranges, you name it, and you're told not to eat them, but they're healthy foods, you're not doing yourself any favor at all. All these tests are doing is measuring the fact that you've eaten these foods and they're still in your bloodstream, which one would think is a good thing, because it means the nourishment is still available to your cells, which need them. So this bogus crap science of food sensitivity blood test must be stopped, I say, and spread the word. Make this video viral. Do something. Ask other scientists. I'm a scientist. Don't believe me. Don't believe anybody just because somebody says something. Doesn't mean it means anything. But I'm trying now, if you're watching this, to make you aware of it. And don't fall for it. It's totally bogus. The food sensitivity blood tests are total crap. And everybody's trying to cash in on things. People are testing your DNA and telling you things which are not necessarily good information for you. You're not well enough informed to know what the results of even things like your DNA tests mean. You need a highly trained microbiologist, hormone specialist, an endocrinologist. Like I see an endocrinologist once a year. I have hormone problems. I do hormone replacement therapy, and it's been wonderful. For me, it's saved my life. It's the reason I still get up in the mornings. What I'm trying to tell you again and again and again and again here is the blood tests for food sensitivity is only measuring what the quantities of food you have eaten over the past, and it'll vary with food to food, in the last several days or perhaps even weeks, but certainly probably more in the last week, because after that your body will have probably generated brand new blood with brand new stuff in it, and if it's no longer available in your stomach, then it won't be in your blood either. You need things in your blood like magnesium and even cadmium. Cadmium is a deadly poison. Deadly. But you would die without it. It helps regulate your heart. So in arsenic, we even need certain poisons in our blood to be alive. And if you're not a specialist in these things, you can't just rush to conclusions, say, oh, that food's got something in it, it's bad for you. Not necessarily. It's a little bit like the mucus forming myth. That's the job of your mouth, is to form mucus. And in certain foods, particularly milk, it's a bit more obvious. And milk definitely generates mucus, but it's a protein. It's supposed to. That's what it's supposed to do. All kinds of foods generate mucus. Most of them, not most of them, half of them. I'm not a biologist. I shouldn't have gone down that track. It's like this. The whole mucus thing is a pile of crap too. People believe what they want to hear, and I'm a very well educated person in the field of physics, and so I know a lot about the general sciences. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. I know a lot about a lot. This food sensitivity blood test is total bogus. Don't fall for it. And tell your local politicians and whoever that there should be some kind of law to stop this kind of bleeding ignorant people of their money and giving them bad advice, bad science advice. Food sensitivity tests, it's not bad science if you use the results correctly. The tests are the tests. But extrapolating, if you see a lot of red barns and you assume all barns are red, that's not true. Maybe you'll see a pink barn once in a while. It just happens to be common. It's not a fact. Okay, so I yak on and on. I'm like a regular motor mouth, and I'm just going to shut up now and tell you I'm totally debunking food sensitivity blood tests results being promoted, particularly here in Vancouver, Canada, by blood labs, which may give you suggestions which are more harmful to your health than helpful. So that's it from Butch. Now I gotta put my cursor on the red button there. There it is. Bye-bye from Butch.